Hello everyone, my name is Elvis and welcome back to another video. Today I want to talk about BBIG. The stock's in high demand and I think there might be an opportunity here. If we look at the chart, we can see that the stock's up 77% over the past few days.
Not too shabby.
In this video, I'm going to go into what I think has caused the move, where I think the stock could go, and what I would do if I was to play this. So why are traders and investors suddenly getting excited about this stock? So the sudden rally is probably because of people speculating and getting excited about the Cryptide announcement back from November. For those of you who aren't familiar with what's going on, BBIG owns Cryptide. If you don't know what Cryptide is, let's just read their company profile. Cryptide is focused on leveraging blockchain and smart contract technologies in consumer-based markets. Rather than pioneer a new industry, we look to disrupt an existing one with better tech, allowing for a quick market adoption and scale. According to this announcement, they plan to spin off Cryptide into a separate public traded company. So the distribution ratio in the spin-off is 1 share of Cryptide common stock for every 10 shares of Winco common stock. So I think one of the reasons that the stock is up so much in the past few days is because of this announcement. I think people are trying to get in before they actually announce a cutoff date, because once that happens, capital will flow in. The second and more exciting reason people are getting into the stock is its potential for a short squeeze. I want to do some TA now. So the red line over here is the 200 moving average, and it's sitting at $4.08. And look at where we closed, $4.07. Yeah, so if we look here, we slightly pierced it, right back down. Pierced it, right back down. Tried to pierce it again, right back down with volume coming in. And then at the end of the day, they closed it right underneath it. So technically, you could, so if a stock's under their moving averages, it's sort of considered bearish. So for someone like me, I'm not going to get into the stock unless I see it over. I mean, what a surprise. The stock closed 1 cent below where most people would start to consider it breaking out and being bullish. That's such a coincidence. Definitely not market manipulation. So let's have a look at support and resistance. So this 200 MA at 408 is going to act as resistance. That top over there at 5.2 is resistance. 6 is resistance. 9.4 is a resistance, and then there's probably going to be some resistances on every dollar. So let's say 6, 7, 8, and the higher we go. And then over here we'll probably see some resistance at about, I'd say 10 and 11 and 12. Okay, if I was to get in fresh, or if I had shares already, I would look at this 200 as a pivot point. If we go on to the 5 minute and turn on extended hours, so this so basically in the after hours it rallied above the 200. So we may open above it or below it. We never know what's going to happen. Obviously, we'll have to see on Tuesday. But I would use this as a pivot point. Let's say we open on it or above it or whatever. As soon as we approach this, I would go long, and then if we reject it or fall, I'd get out and reevaluate, see what happens. Or if I go long and it goes up, then voila, I win. And then obviously I'd set my own price targets, maybe trim into strength at some point. I would watch volume. So when I trade these high fly runners, I look at volume. As long as the volume's strong, so it's roughly at about 2 to 5 million, that's fine. But if you see it dying down, let's say getting under 2 million, I'd probably get out because it's going to start tanking. Let's have a look at Ortex. So according to Ortex, short interest is at pretty much all-time highs. It's at about 25%. We can see here that, interestingly, when the stock rallied up to about 12, the short interest just kept on increasing. So it appears that they didn't even cover, which is really weird. I'm sure some of them did and then re-shorted it. But anyway, the shorts won't really. So let's say if these shorts never really covered and their average is like 8 to 12, we need to go up by quite a bit, by another like 1 to 200% for them to start feeling pain. Obviously, as the stock goes up, new shorts will come in, and then they'll get squeezed, and more will come in, and they'll get squeezed, and it's just gonna turn into a self-fulfilling prophecy if a short squeeze happens. Or a gamma squeeze happens. I think a gamma squeeze is more likely to happen now. And if that happened, we'd probably blow through this 10-12 area, and then these shorties would actually feel some pain. We need to look at the options chain to see if there's any potential for a gamma squeeze. We can see that there's some volume and quite high open interest, so that's promising. Obviously, after the $10 strike, both volume and open interest drops off. So ideally on Tuesday, I want to see people. What I would want to see to be more bullish. People starting to buy these calls, because let's say there's an actual gamma squeeze and the option sellers actually have to buy the shares. They'll only be buying up to about 10 if there's no need for anyone to be buying up here. And then obviously the stock's going to get smacked. Yeah, and then I've also looked at the options chain for the following weeks, and there's not that much volume. Obviously you want to see people buy, you want to see these increasing. So how high could BBIG go? Well, it's really hard to tell. I literally have no idea, to be honest. If there's a gamma squeeze that followed by, and then it triggers a short squeeze, it could really go high, I think. It would definitely blow past these 12.5 levels. There's an interesting trend I noticed. So last year when all those meme rallies happened initially, I noticed that most of them peaked out at a roughly 8 billion market cap. So BBIG is currently valued at 400 million. So let's say the same happens and it peaks out at 8 billion. That would put it, and that's 20x from now, so that would put it at $80. Now, will that happen? I don't know. Is it possible? Maybe. Yeah, I mean, DWAC went up over 100, didn't it? For pretty much no reason. Is it probable? I don't know. That's debatable. Yeah, I think thing is, the smaller a company is, the easier it is for it to go up. Because if you think about it, so let's say you have a company that's worth 1 billion, right? So you're gonna need about 5, maybe to 700-800 million of fresh new capital to go into it for it to go up to, let's say, 2 billion, because some, obviously it doesn't add up 1-to-1 because some shares wouldn't be traded. But then if you have a company that's, let's say, valued at 10 billion, if let's say 700 million goes into it, it will probably only hit maybe 11 billion or something like that. So it will still go up by 1 billion in value, but you won't see those 100% gains. But so for a 10 billion 10 billion market cap company to double, you'd probably need to see fresh capital of maybe 7 to 8 billion to go into it on the market. Yeah, that's just an interesting fact. And yeah, I literally have no idea how high BBIG could go. So just to conclude that story, the lower the market cap of a company, the less capital it needs to double. And retail only has so much capital, and I think that's why most companies peaked out at about 8 billion. The amount of people that actually get involved with this stock will depend on how much potential the stock has to go up. Let's say if the whole of Wall Street bets jumped in on this, you'd probably see another AMC or GME. But is that going to happen? How many people are actually going to get into the stock, and are institutions actually going to go long? If I was going to trade this and actually have to enter fresh, this is what I would do. One, I'd try to understand the risks involved. The stock's already gone up by 80% in like a few days. A lot of people are up by quite a bit. They could, so that means they could take profits at any time, and it could reverse. Or if the social sentiment died, then it could probably reverse as well. I'd really consider my position sizing, as this is extremely high risk, high reward.
Remember, with great power comes great responsibility.
So if I went all in, I may end up...
I've got nothing left! I've got nothing left!
So I would only risk as much as I'm willing to lose, but I'd still end up with an attractive investment, if you know what I mean. I would set entry and exit targets. If I get in at, let's say, $4, I'll be out at, let's say, $3.99 if it falls below. And I'm not going to hold and hope that it comes back, because it's going to move fast. If it goes down, it's going to go down fast. If it goes up, it's going to go up fast. And I'll also, so obviously, in terms of profit targets, please do, like, I would set profit targets, because I don't want to be in a place where I see my stock go up 1, 2, maybe 300%, and then I ride it all the way down. That would suck. I'd have to be watching the stock constantly. So I'd be sitting at my computer or whatever I use to trade. I wouldn't be going for walks and not paying attention, because it will move fast. I'd be monitoring social sentiment, whether it's Twitter, Reddit, or Google Trends. There's a few websites that you can use. So obviously go on Google Trends, experiment with BBIG stock or whatever. Then I'd be on BBIG's Reddit, maybe Wall Street Bets if you can manage that. I'd be on Top Stonks, see if Wall Street Bets picks it up. And then Swaggy Stocks is pretty good. Obviously over here you can see that lately, so basically this website just tracks social sentiment, and you can see that lately it's picked up, and that correlates with the stock price. This is one of the reasons why the stock's gone up, because as more capital flows in, people start talking about it, and then more eyes see it, and then more capital flows in. So you want to see uptrends in social sentiment. The more people talk about it, the more people will most likely invest. It's just how it is. It's how it worked with in the past with all those meme stocks. But yeah, you can find more websites like this. What do you think about the stock? Are you going to trade this? What's your price target? Let me know in the comments down below. If you found this video helpful in any way, hit that like button. That really helps me out a lot. Plus it helps spread the word, so the stock might actually move. Also, feel free to sub to the channel. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.